Hello YouTube, B3 back with another kicking action figure review. Today's review is over another figure from the Hulkbuster Build-A-Figure wave of the Marvel Legends Infinite series, and it is Blizzard. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and zoom out because I'm holding him in place. And honestly, I don't know why they made this figure. I think he was one of the Return to Marvel Legends figures that just never got released. But there's no point to this figure, honestly. He's like a D-level hero or something, and he's totally forgettable. There's so many ice villains, just in general in every comic universe that it's some of them get buried, and I believe he is one of the buried ones because I've never heard of him before I got this figure. Apparently, he was just like a regular old, crook, and then he got ice powers. So wow, ta-da, ice powers, good for you. Detail and paint, I mean, it's just, he's got the Bucky cap mold, which is fine for what you're doing for him, I guess, but you have two figures of the Bucky cap mold in this wave. Two figures of the Bucky cap mold in the same wave. I think that's a bad move. I think that's a bad move, honestly. I mean, like, there were two female figures in this wave that both shared the red She-Hulk body mold, but it was the perfect body mold for both of those characters, right? I think maybe they should have done something else for Vision, maybe something, different, and then just use the Bucky mold on this guy so they wouldn't have to put effort into a figure that is probably the least popular one in the wave. It's the cheapest one, collector-wise, so just saying. But this figure is just boring. I mean, it's just foundation Bucky cap, no special detail or anything, just a slimmed down. It actually has less detail than the actual Bucky cap figure, and the head sculpt's just kind of like smooth, not many facial features. You can see where it's a mask, where the cloth's being pulled and stuff. But that's just the type of design the character has, so I guess they nailed it in some senses, but in other senses it's like, come on. And the metallic blue they actually did a fantastic job on. I will say that the blue molded plastic and the blue painted parts kind of run seamlessly together. They look like they're the same, that's great. Can't say the same thing for the white parts. The white paint is real shiny and metallic, but the white plastic is not. The white plastic actually looks more like snow and stuff, and then the white paint looks more metallic. I don't know if you can tell in this lighting, but it's definitely true, trust me. Peg holes in the bottom of the feet, and just really basic Bucky cap. Just such, even the peg hole, basic Bucky cap with just this head sculpt. He's not really that great, and no accessories or anything, not a single accessory of this guy. It's just, there's no flair to him, He's nothing special. Head up and down, we're doing articulation, obviously. You can kind of do that giggity thing. Family Guy's not a good show. And then he's got the side, all that. Ab crunch, forward and back. Not bad at all, actually. You got the waist swivel, up and down on the arms, forward and back. Hear that ratchet. And you got the in and out, which I already showed you, I think. And then the bicep, double elbow bend. And then you have rotation on his fisticuffs. And back, forward, which is really nice. Not to mention his legs, which seem like they're down a little low, don't they? See that gap? That's a little weird. Forward, a good decent amount. In and out, that's real nice. You kind of swing back like that too. You got a thigh swivel. You have a double knee bend right there. That's pretty neat. Boom. And then you have a rotation right here. And up and down on the foot, as well as an ankle pivot. So yeah, pretty basic articulation. Good articulation, but just what most Marvel Legends seem to have. But I'm sure you guys already know how this is going to go, but now let's get into some size comparisons. First up, here is of two other figures from his wave. Here on the left we have Doctor Strange, and here on the right we have Thundra. So yeah, we have like another normal sized dude. And they're about the same height, which is pretty cool, and Thundra is kind of like this big superwoman from the future. So she's taller than him, which is perfect. So I think he feels great with them, which is wonderful. Now here's some other Infinite Series Marvel Legends from other waves. Here on the left we have him with the small female sculpt. With this white tiger figure, and then here on the right we got him with that kind of Spider-Man-y mold. And this is obviously just Spider-Man. This is the Pizza Spider-Man specifically. But, you know, I think he scales great with them too. The Bucky Cap mold just really scales great with other Marvel Legends in general. Now here's with some Marvel figures that aren't quite, you know, in his scale as much, but from different manufacturers. Here on the left you have the Diamond Select Marvel Select Venom, which I think is just a little too big. Sometimes you can work this Venom with Marvel Legends, but the more I do him in size comparisons, the more I kind of feel like he doesn't work as much. And then here on the right we have the Toy Biz Carnage, sorry, symbiote duo here. Toy Biz Carnage I think works fine. Lots of Toy Biz figures aren't going to work. They'll seem a little small, but, you know, I kind of like Carnage looking kind of thin like that, so that works pretty well, I think. He's a little hunched over, actually. He's a little taller than this. Yeah. So what are my final thoughts on Blizzard from the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Hulkbuster Build-A-Figure wave? Well, honestly, I can't say he's a bad figure, because he's not a bad figure. He's just a boring figure. I feel like not a lot of people probably know who this character is. I didn't. I always try to look him up or whatever when it's time to get a figure for a Build-A-Figure. But this is, honestly, this is the last Build-A-Figure I'm doing that's not in a Spider-Man wave. After this wave, which I have completed, I am done with Marvel Legends, except for the Spider-Man figures. And, you know, just some other select characters that I really like, probably, but I can't afford to buy a wave full of figures I don't want just to get the Build-A-Figure anymore. I cannot afford to do it. I cannot afford it. All I really wanted from this wave was Iron Man and War Machine, and probably Vision. Everyone else I didn't need. But had to get Valkyrie, Thundra, Doctor Strange, and Blizzard. The one with no accessories. The good paint job, I guess, but I don't know why the white paint is metallic when his white sculpted parts aren't. I guess his head sculpt's good. It works for how the character looks. He's just such a boring figure. Such a boring figure. In the same wave, we have stuff like this, even though this is technically mostly reused parts and stuff because it was the Iron Patriot. But let me look at all that fun, unique stuff on this guy. I know he's a movie figure, but I mean, lots of figures in this wave are just much nicer than this guy. All in all, I feel like I gotta give Blizzard 3 out of 5 stars. I'm not gonna give him 4. He's not good enough for 4. Definitely not good enough for 5, but he's not bad, so I don't think I can give him 2. He's just like a normal-ass figure. But yeah, that's it, you guys. Thank you all so much for your support. Please remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Check out all the links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter. Follow you back, you know, eventually. That's all cool. So yeah, thank you all once again. 3 out of 5 stars, and I'll see you all later. Oh, and stay tuned for the Hulkbuster review. That is correct. I am reviewing the Hulkbuster Build-A-Figure from this wave. Blizzard here came with the upper torso piece. I meant to mention that earlier, but I don't think I did. And, you know, yeah, just keep an eye out for that. It is on the way. So that's it. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you all later.